The glory of hellebores. It's early spring west of Nashville. We are going to talk today about how to grow them and what you can expect. So I'm with Joe Woodard, who is a world-renowned hellebore breeder, and this is his place. It's a wonderful place full of chock-a-block full of blooming hellebores. Joe, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for coming.
And I want to pick your brains because hellebores are widely available now, and I want people to be successful with them. So let's first talk about how to grow them. I mean, what are they like?
They're really adaptable, first of all, but they like what most plants would like, and where we're standing is perfect growing conditions, I think. This is kind of a loamy raised bed type situation. There's dirt, there's compost, there's a little coarse sand in there.
Okay.
And then also where we're standing, it gets morning sun into early afternoon, and then overhead the trees shaded in mid-afternoon.
Right.
So they can take full sun. The leaves might look a little bad, but they'll bloom like crazy.
Yeah.
They can take some deciduous shade, but they prefer a mix of both.
Okay. Okay, so some sun, some shade. The only place you wouldn't put them is like deep under a pine tree or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no swamps and no deserts.
Yeah. In other words, what I'm hearing is they like good drainage.
They do like good drainage,
Yeah.
especially when it's wet.
Yes, okay. So, and our winters tend to be wet. So
Exactly.
So, and our soils tend to be heavy here in Middle Tennessee, not so much in West Tennessee. But they do well all over the state of Tennessee.
They do.
Yeah. So, in other words, fairly rich soil. Do you feed them much? Do they need
I
a
don't.
lot of...
I just, in the beds, I'll amend them, occasionally, but mostly up front, I try to make a really good dirt.
Okay, put them in good soil, and then you don't have to throw a lot of fertilizer on them all the time.
You
Okay.
would water them after you've transplanted them, and maybe some in the first year. After that, nature pretty much takes care of it.
My experience with them, and I'd love to hear if you would confirm this, is that when they're established, which can take a year or two, but once they've been in the ground for a while, they're pretty much bulletproof in terms of drought tolerance. I mean, it would take a massive drought to actually take them out. It seems to me.
Absolutely. In midsummer, when we have maybe August that's really dry,
Yeah.
the leaves might kind of droop,
Yeah.
but the plants are okay.
Yeah, okay, so that's good news. So, fairly dry deciduous shade as long as the soil is okay and you get them established. I mean, that's good news. Now, the other thing I want, if people don't know, let's talk about what eats them.
The only thing that I know that eats them are little insects, like grasshoppers and things
Right.
like that will chew on the leaves. So, by late fall, sometimes you'll see some holes or something like
Right.
that, but deer certainly don't eat them.
Yeah, deer avoid them, as a matter
Absolutely.
of fact. So that's great news. As a matter of fact, I have planted them around things because deer avoid them so much. I put them around azaleas, which deer will browse crazily, and the deer have quit hurting the azaleas with the hellebores around them. And hellebores are rabbit resistant too, and that's because they are highly toxic plants. The animals are able to sense this toxicity and avoid it. I've never seen any animal, other than a little baby insect maybe, eat a hellebore, and it's because they're so toxic.
Exactly.
And Joe, in my experience, hellebores really don't require a whole lot of care over the course of a year. The only time their foliage really starts to look tatty and you might want to cut it off is at the very beginning of the growing season, when the new stuff is starting to push out already and the old stuff is sort of laying there looking sad. It's fine to cut it off, get rid of it, and the plants look great instantly because the new growth is coming on.
Exactly.
Now, Joe, I know that you grow the kind of hellebores that are fertile and throw seeds all over the place. And modern breeders, such as yourself, have done a lot of work with hellebores. You've been working with these fertile ex-hybridis Lenten rose sorts that throw lots of seed. But other breeders have bred hellebores across so many species that they no longer are fertile. And a lot of what people buy now, what's available in garden centers, are these really beautiful varieties, but they won't get the babies off of them. The plants will get bigger, grow into bigger and bigger clumps, but they won't throw little babies from seed around them like old-fashioned hellebores do, a regular Lenten rose. And there are some beautiful varieties out there, Pink Frost and Merlin. These are two names that are commonly available. These are all of what we call Lenten rose, but they are no longer fertile. And it's important when people are shopping that they understand that they're not going to get the babies from those sorts. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for telling us what we need to know about how to grow these and the gorgeous colors you can get. Enjoy in your garden just about any hue that you desire. So thanks so much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.